Hello, everybody. Welcome to ABL Down on the Farm, episode 48, where we talk all things baseball prospecting, but particularly prospecting in the ABL, a 30-team Dynasty league with 20 slots for minor leaguers per team for a wonderful and glorious 600 prospects. And tonight we have a really fun episode, or I hope you guys think it's fun. We're going to be doing two things principally tonight, but we'll end up covering quite a lot of ground. The first is we're going to talk very briefly about the impending debut tomorrow of Noah Schultz, one of my favorite prospects out there. And then we're going to do something for the first time on the show, which is a box break of a 2024 Bowman Chrome draft box. It's a hobby box, and we'll see what we pull out of this magical box. Hopefully it's some kind of like really fancy autograph card, but we'll talk about the prospects that come out of it and talk about how prospecting is influenced, if at all, by the hobby collection of baseball cards. So to help me through this show, I'm going to bring in Zach and Evan, both frequent flyers here on the ABL Down on the Farm. Thank you guys so much again for joining the show. Always appreciate it. Evan, you've already this is your second appearance of the year already. And you're
I'm like, who's Conan O'Brien's guy?
Andy Richter.
Andy Richter.
There you go. You're my Andy Richter. I like this. I mean, and tonight
I immediately regretted saying that, but we'll leave it. It's fine.
That's all right. So you're joining us from your office tonight. So you're like staying late, which I appreciate that. Or you may be getting cover from your wife for doing this again. So,
there are other valid reasons for me being at my office right now. To be clear, just coming back from vacation, trying to catch up on a lot of work. So was able to do that. But yes, it is also very beneficial for me to be away from all of the ladies of my house and be able to talk to you guys in some comfort.
We understand. And Zach, thank you very much for joining. I know you got a hall pass tonight, so I appreciate your significant other giving you a hall pass after the kids are in bed and everything. So that's good. So before we get into the box break, which I'm very excited about to do with you guys, because you guys are both big card collectors, and so I want to talk a little bit about that as well. We have Noah Schultz coming to the major leagues tomorrow for the Chicago White Sox. Noah's one of my guys. I own him now in almost every league I'm in. There's still one league where I was not able to acquire him, which is quite irritating.
How many offers have you made for him in that league? 6, 10?
It's hard because now you can't, right? He's up.
Yeah.
Right. I ended up buying him low last year in ABL, right? Which was like one of the last holdouts for me that I didn't have him in. So the one league I don't have him in is an ACL. The other AFN league, and I joined that league late, so I couldn't draft him in the initial draft. But now you can't get him. Like I can't tell you how many offers I've gotten for Noah Schultz in the last 48 hours. They're quite extensive. I was just offered Jackson Merrill for Noah Schultz and Andrew Painter, which I turned down. So,
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. It's tough.
That's interesting.
Scoring dependent there for me.
Yeah, it was an interesting offer, but the contracts in that league are make the cheap pitchers like this quite valuable. So in any case, let's talk briefly about Noah, because I do love him very much. I actually covered him a couple episodes ago with Jeff briefly, and I've modified the slide that I made with Jeff. Just to highlight a few things, this year coming into the handbook, he was my number 30th prospect overall for 2026 with 9.53. But last year in 2025, he was my number 2 prospect. And what principally drove him down was the baseball HQ scores on the right. And if you compare the overall grade, 65 for Baseball America and 8 for Baseball HQ, which is basically the equivalent of a 55 grade. They really dinged him because he was a 9 last year for which is a 60 grade for Baseball HQ. So they really reacted negatively to the rough season that Noah Schultz had last year, and probably overreacted, I think. But if you look at these two grades, that's probably his floor on the right and his ceiling on the left. So a very exciting prospect, 6'9", 220, big guy. And I put his performance in 2024 and 2026 on either side of him, leaving out 2025, which was terrible. Rumor has it he hasn't had a knee injury. This is a guy who has a tremendous fastball slider, has some other secondary pitches that are coming along. And I think the key issue for him is going to be whether his control comes around sooner rather than later. at the major league level. And if it does, he has the potential to be really a frontline starter. But what are your guys' impressions of Noah? I love him, so I'm just interested in to hear your thoughts about him. Concerns, things you like, whatever's on your mind.
Zach, want to take it?
Sure. Thanks, Evan. I guess to me last year he kind of got lost, but the White Sox have just hoarded so many prospects lately, especially pitching prospects. And to the degree of sometimes I feel like I would confuse him with other guys for whatever reason. And really because, he's a big lefty, and who I have in both ABL and ACL is Hagen Smith, another White Sox lefty. Yep. And I do, but Smith last year had a pretty poor debut with control problems. And that's what happened with Schultz last year. Mm-hmm. It's tough. Control now is just so it's almost impossible. It feels like everyone is just going, max velocity, and that control is the last thing. And if it hits, it hits. And I was kind of looking at his numbers, and his control wasn't really a problem when he started.
No.
But whatever happened last year, maybe it was something in the White Sox's prospects water, because but
like I said, he did have a knee injury last year.
And his innings were way down, and that's why I couldn't remember what the injury was. So thanks for filling that in. But and really, even his ERA was still good in Double-A, but when they promoted him to Triple-A, it wasn't very many innings, but it was out of control. But it's a small sample size. But the walks were there throughout.
Yeah.
So he's and the other thing is, I just always remember, for whatever reason, when the tall, big pitchers, everyone has that, that belief, that dream come true, that all these 6'9", 6'10" guys are going to be Randy Johnson. And then there were other 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" guys whose velocity would be like 89, like John Roush.
Yeah.
Like and then they never turned out to be anything, or Roush actually, he was in the leagues for a while, but he was not Randy Johnson.
What a great poll, John Roush.
That's why we're here. That's why we're here. That's why we're nuts in a 30-team league. Right. If we had done this in 2009, man. But he's the thing here. I feel like that he's probably gonna at worst be a pretty nasty reliever, and that's not a bad floor to have, because then you could get away with the control issues, because it's still, it's the way the bullpens are now. It's just, throw high 90s, have a nasty slider. You're going to have at least some success a little bit there. So I feel like that's the floor for him. And he's still young. He still has
22. He's 22 years old.
And he he doesn't have a lot of AAA experience. He's got off to an awesome start this year, obviously, which is why they promoted him, and and the White Sox are, they're playing for the future. And I feel that I wouldn't be surprised if he has to go back down.
Sure.
But why not get him a little bit of work here and there? And because either way, he because of the injury last year, he's not really built up innings wise, so he's not going to be going really far anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised if they monitor those innings pretty good. But he's
go ahead.
I'd say he's probably like around 30. Probably feels like where I would have him at the moment now too.
30 innings for the whole year
too last year.
I think he's talking about the rank overall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let me just interject a couple of things there. I mean, the control stuff is interesting to me because like last year was really an outlier for Noah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look at his like K- walk ratios throughout his minor league career, the numbers on the left there from 2024 are basically him. He's about a 25%, K- walk guy, huge strikeout totals, but it is all over a very few innings every single season. He had 88 innings in 2004. I think he had about 77 last year, or 73. Yeah, I think that's right, last year. The White Sox have done a lot of inning management for their top pitching prospects, including Hagen Smith, who you mentioned earlier. So, this year, Noah hasn't pitched more than 4 innings in a game. So I think you're going to see some innings management. I'd be surprised if he goes deep into games, at least initially. And to your point, Zach, they may give him a rest at some point and send him back down, even if he's doing well. They may send him down to manage his innings. But Evan, what are your thoughts on Noah before we get to our box break?
Nothing much to add. I mean, I've always really liked Noah Schultz. I liked him when he was like a baby prospect and like he was like an FIPD guy and he was like the lanky lefty, one of the stud pitchers. I think he's a pitcher, you know, like I really like the unknown. Like what do we have here? Because there's like a chance with these types of prospects that you have something amazing, right?
Yep.
Like a SP1 type of thing. But I think with Noah Schultz, it's hard for me personally because there are things like he has to be on with all of these key things, right? Like I really think he's going to need to have the velo up and the really good command because I think in the majors people know how to hit pitchers like him, right? Like he's a very overpowering minor league pitcher. And in the majors, they've seen it all. And that's like a real different level of hitter that you're facing. So he definitely has the ability, obviously, 32% K rate, 40% K rate. I mean, monster, lefty, stud. It's possible. It's just like executing. I love the White Sox everything kind of right now. I really love their prospect development stuff they have going on. I'm pretty sure they have all new people in there. I know that, you know, obviously my boy Grant Taylor, they're like using him in all these like weird ways. And yes, his value is totally destroyed in ABL and ACL. Fair. However, I like pretty much guarantee you're going to see like Grant Taylor one opening the game, possibly even two. He opened the game for 2 innings this weekend. And then Schultz for 4 or 5 innings. I think they might do that a lot. I think that's a good way to keep him from batters seeing him too much, keep his innings down. And, you know, I think that the White Sox are kind of doing like some weird experimental stuff, it seems like, that I'm really into. And I want to see what else they do, like bullpen stuff at the end of the game. Who knows? I think Hagen Smith will probably be up too. I think it will be cool. I'm pretty sure they piggybacked Hagen Smith and Noah Schultz, maybe even this year. I could see that happening in the majors. You know, I really want to see Grant Taylor to Schultz to Smith. That would be super cool, something like that. So we'll see, but definitely in on Noah Schultz. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. No, really good points about the bullpen usage for the White Sox. And, you know, I do think ultimately Grant Taylor is going to be a closer. But I think we're a ways from that.
We'll see.
But not, maybe
not done well. Nope. Grant Taylor side quest here. He has not done well in high leverage at the end of games, right? But like is kind of flawless as like an opener. So you know, I wonder if they're really just watching the innings and going to give him the starter chance next year. Anyway,
we'll see what happens. Well, you know, the White Sox have a lot of exciting arms coming up the system, and I think Hagen Smith is not far behind. And you're right; they did piggyback both Smith and Schultz earlier this season in one of the games. All right, so you know, we'll see how Noah does. I'll be rooting for him tomorrow. Very excited. But I do want to talk now about our very exciting box break. So, you know, for the uninitiated, you know, this is the 2024, Bowman Chrome Draft factory sealed hobby box. And inside this beautiful box are 3 autographed baseball cards. We don't know who. They could be completely worthless. They could also be, you know, Connor Griffin. They could be Jock. You know, they could be, you know, Chase Burns, Nick Kurtz, any of those guys. We don't know. But what we're going to do is we're going to break open this box and we're going to talk about the prospects that come out of it. And we're all going to have our fingers crossed because if I pull a super fractor out of here somehow, I might be able to get my Cobra Mustang. So we're all rooting for that, just to be clear.
And I should have prepared a little bit better for this. I was actually trying at the very end before you got me in here. I got to find the card from the probably the best card I currently own from this set. So we'll wait and see what pulls out of here.
Yeah.
See if I can pull it out.
I do have some of mine here.
Oh, good, good. This is what I'm. This is the content I'm asking for right now. So I know the card you're talking about, Zach. So I've seen it, which is a great card. Which is a great card. If I get anything equal to that out of here, I'll be thrilled. Okay. And not only is your card great, I don't want to steal your thunder by saying who it is, but he is on your team.
So he is.
Yeah. Your real world team, not your ABL team, which is the Brewers.
Don't want to confuse the two because I have had people like, "Oh, you're a Brewers fan, right?" No.
I'm opening the box just as you guys, and if you guys could talk a little bit while I'm doing this about like maybe how prospecting has been influenced for you by cards, or has taught you lessons about prospecting, or whatever you want to talk about baseball card collecting as I'm going through this process.
I mean, Zach, I think you've been at it longer than I. I mean, right. Go ahead.
It's tricky. I mean, I've essentially been a card collector my whole life. So my dad, I was collecting sets of 1989, 90 NBA hoops and 1990 Pro Set football and Score football and a couple of sets like that. And to the degree where the story I will tell quickly for fun for this is that apparently I was I was used as like a party trick for my dad whenever I was a kid. So because I was born in 1986, 1990 Score football came out, and I was doing this. We were getting all the boxes and the set from my dad. And we were at the local card shop, and there I was just really into this with my dad. And that was the first main set that we really did together, I think, was 1990 Score football. And we were at the card shop, and my dad was telling the guy behind the counter, he's like, name a card in the 660 card set. Say any number at all. And the guy says the number. He just says a number. And 3-year-old me goes, Jesse Tuggle, Atlanta Falcons linebacker. And he looked it up and shoot, that it was Jesse Tuggle, and he about had a stroke. So let's say I've been raised on card collecting for a very long time. So I've really never stopped, but definitely, as I became a young adult and priorities changed, I would still go and get some packs and go to card shows here and there. But I did a lot of card collecting as a kid through my teens. And a lot of people say, oh, they stopped and they got back in it in COVID. I never really stopped. And I actually, when what peaked more again was probably after my first son was born. I was kind of like looking for something else to do while he was just a baby.
Let me interrupt you there for 1 second, Zach. I opened the first pack, and the best card I drew out of there was the aforementioned Hagen Smith.
There you go.
And it's an insert. So we have Hagen Smith down, and it's a card called In Tune. I'm not sure why they have some kind of stereo system insert.
I don't remember those ones.
Not numbered.
Let me see. What's the number? It is
one. We have to be very mindful here.
IT4.
One in every 3 packs.
Yeah, IT4. One in every 3 packs. So this is not a valuable card, but kind of an amusing card. So
these packs that you're opening, they have paper cards and chrome cards?
Correct.
So, okay.
So I think last year, 2025, was the first time they might have had retail draft. And this might have been the last year that they had no retail in 2024.
Right.
Yeah. I also pulled out a Matt Shaw card. And who's a prospect who was like super hot for a while, and now he's kind of cooled off and he's kicking around. And like, where do you guys put the value of a guy like Matt Shaw today in ABL?
Oh, in ABL, he's pretty valuable, right? Like, well, I don't know how much he's playing for the Cubs, honestly. Like, is he a regular in the lineup or is he a rotation piece?
I think right now he's rotating in and out.
He's floating around a lot. He's starting some, and just because they have a lot of different guys right now that they can, once they sign Bregman, they kind of push them into a super utility spot.
I was not big on Matt Shaw when he was like a prospect guy that people wanted in fantasy as a prospect. I don't really know why. I think I wasn't kind of on him during that FYPD draft.
Yep.
But he's like a deeper the league, the better he is to have. I just don't know what his salary might be right now in ABL.
Got it.
That's a good
All right, so
point.
we got some good ones out of this card deck, right?
Let's go.
So get this Trava Bazana first,
Ooh.
which is like a nice blue color. So
are those
little
not
sweet
numbered or not numbered?
Is that the
Right.
Aqua Lava and 199?
Yeah, this is an aqua. It's not a numbered card, but it's a very handsome little Travis Bazana first.
I think 24 Bowman draft has Aqua not numbered cards.
Yep. And you can see it on the screen. There was a 13% chance of pulling one of those, and we got the #1 overall draft pick that year.
But that's the Aqua Lava one. I know that one because I have a few of those.
The sky blue. That's the sky blue, not the aqua.
That's you're right. Yeah, this is a sky blue. This is a sky blue. You're
blue.
right. You're right.
Still not bad though. But
pretty.
Of all the guy of that's still. I mean, he's probably fallen behind a few guys. That's still a good one to get.
Yeah.
I also got the Nick Kurtz plasma power insert. So there's this one too. So
I still love Kurtz.
Yeah,
they love Kurtz.
Yeah. All right. So that was we got the one Bazana card. So far we're doing all right.
And
now the last time I opened,
if you like Steve too,
yeah,
I'm gonna bring up the current eBay.
Oh, please!
Of some of the out of curiosity there.
Yeah. So far we haven't got much eBay.
Hey, the Bazana Sky Blue is no, I mean, hey, $16, $20.
All right,
that's not bad.
Yeah,
not bad. We're on we're like only part of the way of partially paying off this box.
Yes.
Oh, you're not. I mean, good luck with that.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Prices have gone through the roof.
All it takes is one.
All it takes is one. That is right.
And Steve showed me a couple cards he has pulled from boxes recently, and he's done very well.
I saw too. That green guy.
Oh yeah, I got the Pete Alonso rookie card out of a box.
No, not a Pete Alonso rookie card. A green Pete Alonso first auto.
I know. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet.
I don't know what eBay says on that, but I mean,
well, it's being graded.
I think somebody would pay for that.
Yeah, it's being graded right now at Beckett. So
there we
go. Let's see. I don't think there's been even any sold recently that show up. That's how hard it is to do right now because none of them have been sold in the last 2 months.
Right. Well, we'll see what
I got back into card collecting like a year and a half ago. I want to say, like, I think the new Bowman is about to come out. I think it was like you could order it today, 2026. I remember the first time when I decided I wanted to like get into the card thing, I was like watching on YouTube all the stuff that was happening, right? Because this has obviously exploded during the pandemic, which makes sense. And now there are like whole businesses on YouTube doing these breaks, etc. And I was like really scratching my itch because I was definitely a card guy when I was young, although only basketball. Like when I was in the like early 90s, like the prime time for me with cards, early to mid 90s, it was really just chasing Jordan and like my favorite all-stars of that time, because it was just basketball was just like the most fun to watch, like it was pre Jeter Yankees. And that was like a really downtime for like baseball in New York.
Strike and everything too.
Yeah, it was like the mix of like I was a little too young and it was like not quite anything happening in New York baseball for me.
Right. And then, I did get a fun card, which is a blue refractor of JD Dix, kind of a mid-level prospect. Any thoughts on JD Dix for the owner in ABL?
I think he's fine. I have not been following JD Dix.
He's basically he got to a very good start. He did very well last year.
Yeah, he came up the ranks,
but he, everything now is just such a small sample size. It's hard to say. But I know he I think he was a high school guy, right? So he's there was a pretty fair bit of hype about him there was like a little bit. He was a little bit of a thing for a second, and then like didn't
make that leap that we wanted him to last year. So now he's kind of just a guy.
Yeah.
But like if he has like a big month or two, he could definitely
Shoot up those ranks, baby. Shoot up
Exactly.
those ranks.
Yeah, he's probably like what, a 100 to 200 guy now, like maybe close to
Possibly
200.
lower than that. I think like I don't know. I think he has strikeout issues, and if you're a guy who was like supposed to be something, and then you're striking out all the time, you drop way down.
Yeah, he got a 6.63 in my handbook this year, which is kind of where I would think he'd be, like, slightly above average prospect. Here's a fun one. Chase Harlan of the Dodgers, one of my guys, but I like Chase. A lot of power. He's off to a great start right now. He's hitting like, the snot out of the baseball, but we'll see how his contact comes around. Always tough with Dodger position players. I don't know how you guys feel about their prospects, but they're so blocked by the mercenary like roster that they have that, like, Tibbs right now, for example, is red hot. James Tibbs is a prospect, and like, does he ever get called up? And if he gets called up, is he just Dalton Rushing 2.0?
Here it is.
Oh, nice.
James
Nice.
Tibbs. This is Tibbs refractor.
Love it.
Once I bought a couple of cards from a guy who I met on Discord, and he decided to send me like an entire box. He was like, I'm going to send you something with your cards. You're going to love it. And he sent me a box of, I want to say like 50 random Bowman cards that he like obviously had gotten as like extras in like breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was basically just like dumping his trash on me, and he was like, "You're gonna love this. Here's a bunch of cards," and but they were like decent players.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
that Tibbs was one of them. A bunch of my 2024 Bowman stuff, when I was going through and looking, I realized it was from that garbage.
That's
dump.
great. Well, Evan, you and I were talking about right before the show how, like, sometimes you open these older boxes and you think these prospects have passed you by, but every once in a while, as Zach was pointing out, or one of you guys pointed out, you find some guy who was, a forgotten dude, and then he comes on.
Yeah.
And Tibbs is one of those guys.
He definitely is. Yeah. I mean,
He
he's
got
on the
shuffled
Giants.
around with those trades last year.
He's on the
Yep.
Giants on this card.
Yeah. I got another fun Bazzana one. So while we're on the topic of Bazzana, what do you guys think about how he's doing? I mean, he obviously got leapfrogged by Connor Griffin, and JJ Weatherholt has leapfrogged him too. And then you also have Nick Kurtz in the majors. You've got Cam Smith in the majors from that class year. Jock has been in the majors. And, Bazzana obviously got hurt last year. He's off to a decent start at AAA this season. But I noticed his exit velocity has not been like where you would like it to be. He just broke 90 the last time I checked. He'd been in like the high 80s for a little bit. But how are you guys feeling about Bazzana as you're like monitoring his progress to the major leagues?
I don't really know what to make of Travis Bazzana. Like you kind of just wanted to see more like impact stuff from him, and he kind of just looks like a pretty decent middle infielder. Like not exactly a bench bat, but like like a starting. But he also doesn't play short, so like it's tough on that Cleveland team where they have such a thing. They value those middle infield types, and they have a bunch of those guys that they just really trust. And it's hard to like find a way to squeeze Bazzana in. Like you have to think he would be up on some other team.
Yeah, he just I don't want to say like he's just the guy. But he's got a high floor. He doesn't have the ceiling. He's got a high floor where you feel like, he's probably going to, most likely, he's going to be a starter and he's going to be okay. But he might not be an all-star. Maybe he'll make one all-star team. The way that he's going, like his year last year wasn't bad.
No,
it wasn't great.
He also was hurt last year, right?
Yeah,
he was hurt last year. So another guy who like suffered for some injuries. He's coming back. I think this is like, to me, the litmus test for him at AAA this year. Like, I really want to see what he's made out of. I haven't reached any conclusions about him. I just see the exit velocity. I'm not thrilled, but I haven't written the guy off yet. He could be the player you just described, Zach, right? But he also he was the number one overall draft pick. It's not like he's burned out.
No,
right? We just haven't seen a lot of him, and I think we quickly kind of put him in the rearview mirror. And maybe we should, but cautiously optimistic that the kid could turn it around and put up some good season and be up in the majors like later this summer. I just think it's gonna be hard to see him up early unless he really catches fire. He's a second half guy to me, but very interested to see how he comes along. I think he's an interesting buy low right now in fantasy. Because I think the sentiment that you just expressed, Zach, I think like a lot of owners feel that way. And I think you can come in and if you're, want to be aggressive about it, he's a guy you can swoop in and get. I don't know, Evan, what do you think?
That makes sense.
I'm with you on like all of that. I think he is a good buy low. I think appearance like could be more there, Like, sometimes I get the sense that there are guys who might be like bored in the minors, and he's always kind of been a star, right? He's always like a guy that's been talked about. He's like the Australian guy playing for like national team stuff, but he's always sort of had a spotlight on him and he's done well. And then you're sort of in the minors and you're like going through the whole minors season and everything, and you get lost a little bit and you're not motivated. I wonder if he's a guy who, like, if you bring him up to Cleveland and you put a little shine on him, that he like exceeds expectations.
Yep.
He could. I feel like he had a good World Baseball Classic. He had a home run, or he did something.
Right.
Yeah, and Cleveland needs hitters. It's like Ramirez and then nothing, and Kwan, and then a whole lot of There's just a whole lot of nothing there. A whole lot of
the
Lauder now is hopefully getting there, but it just right between prospects and card collecting alike, people want the next big thing. They want the shine. They want that luster, the excitement. And he's still a very good prospect. It's just that Griffin, Weatherholt, Kurtz, they went boom, and Bizana just kept doing his. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's where he needs to be. He's where he needs to be. Yeah.
All right, so no autographs yet?
They'll be coming up. My experience is they put them in the last couple packs. Okay. So I did get one James Tibbs card. Speaking of Tibbs, another plasma power. And here's an interesting one for you guys to talk about: is Johnny Formello, which is a green refractor I got.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So what do you? No. This is just the green parallel. Yeah. No, it's green. It's not even sky blue, but it's not a numbered card.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Johnny Formello? Because he's an interesting, Mariners prospect that's been kicking around. I have kind of a middle grade on him in the handbook. You buying into any of this in ABL where it's a little deeper, maybe you get some power in an outfielder?
Yes, I've tried to trade for Johnny Formello in ABL. I think Jeff had him, or maybe has him. I really like Johnny Formello, but he just is dealing with he has like repeated knee injuries, and that's very scary. So
he missed a lot of time last year because I traded for him actually in a long going league. I've been in like a 16-team league, and I traded for him there. And it's like as soon as I traded for him, I swear he got hurt 2 weeks later. But he still had okay numbers. I mean, again, very young. Because of that, he's still in high A again this year. Because he didn't get that many plate appearances. So, but yeah, the power is obviously there. I think he's hit a couple dingers already this year too.
Yep. No, he's got some power. So I pulled out this Chandler Welch purple numbered refractor, and I'm hoping this guy becomes one of the people that nobody knows. It makes it big.
Hey, I have never heard of him.
I have never heard of him either.
The Dicks did have a recently sold for $40. So that's not bad. I'm getting refractor out of there.
There you go. We'll take the Dick's $40 sale.
A blue Bowman is like a desirable card. The out of 150 blue Bowman cards. Yeah.
All right, we should be getting some autographs in these ones, boys.
Yeah.
Here we go. Now, I just pulled out it's not an autograph, but a Seaver King, who is like a big prospect coming up and who's really struggled. What do you guys take on Seaver King these days?
Yeah, he might be a defense first guy at the moment. Now I have in that same league where I got Formello, I have King too. Because I had got him kind of late in a FYPD, just to sort of like, hey, he's the 10th or 11th pick, I think, that year, right after Griffin. Unless it was the year before. I remember if he's 23 or 24, but he then unfortunately, like, some of these Nationals hitting prospects, they just haven't done what they needed to do.
Yep.
He was a college guy. I think he was pretty decently heralded. He could still make it, but he's really got to turn it on if he's going to pretty much do anything at this point. But but if he's a defense only guy, he'll make the big leagues and at least bounce around a little bit. But he hasn't hit nearly enough.
Any thoughts, Evan?
No, not really.
Yeah, not too exciting.
I mean, he's Seaver King. He's like a little shortstop prospect. That's how I think of him.
Yep. He's got some speed. He's probably more valuable in a roto league than he is in a points league because of his stolen base potential. But
sure. He has walked 12 times in about 40 plate appearances this year.
Yeah, I know he's not a big base on balls guy. Got a nice Leo DeVries power plasma thing. So now no longer the Padres, but the first autograph came in.
Here we go.
And it is very unexcitingly Herrick Hernandez. And it's only like a Bowman first, like chrome auto. So base. So hopefully it goes up from here. But the immortal, what's that? These Atlanta Braves, Herrick Hernandez.
Okay.
Very unexciting.
But
very unexciting.
If it's a base, you want that someone like that to be the base auto.
Exactly. Right. That's the bad auto of the box.
That's the bad auto. That's the bad auto of the box. So it can only go up, right?
Pipeline, he is the 14th rated Braves prospect, and he's already in Double-A. He is in Double-A. Had a slow start this year.
Okay.
So you're saying there's a chance?
He struck out 127 guys in 103 in the third innings last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we're getting some really fun base chrome firsts in this little pack.
Okay.
All right, but the autograph card is less interesting. But here, so we'll go over the chrome first. We got Bazzana again, who we've covered at length. We got Cam Caminetti.
There you go.
Braves pitching prospect, who I like a lot. We got Jock.
There you go.
And this is a nice card for Jock. It's a nice hitting pose for Jock. I like that card.
It is a good card.
And we got Cam Smith.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of Cam Smith? I mean, there's a guy who came up like lightning fast, struggled in the majors last year, but he's starting to hit.
Yeah.
What are your impressions of him?
I like Cam Smith. I think he's starting to figure it out. Seems like a guy that just like you give him a chance and he'll figure stuff out because he has the other skills. Like he has the power to be a corner outfielder. I mean, he plays corner, right? He's not a center.
Yep, right field.
Yeah.
Guess he came up as a third baseman, I think, first too. Right. That's where, yeah.
But I think he has that profile. He can be like somewhere around 30 home run corner outfield bat, and starting to turn around this year too. I like Cam Smith a lot.
Yeah. All right. So our autograph out of this pack was a numbered refractor of Connor Foley.
Mm-hmm.
So the Arizona Diamondbacks, another pitcher. So number 343 out of 499. So not even an exciting number. So based on those two cards, there better be something really fun in this last pack, man. Otherwise, we would be talking about Jock, right?
You have one pack left.
One pack left. This is it.
Oh, goodness.
Well, you already got two pitcher autos, so I feel like that you're.
I need a hitter. They can't do me dirty like this.
There
better be an auto in there.
There better be an auto.
Currently on the 7-day IL, and last year he only had 5 starts and a ERA over 7 in low A, so he may have gotten he may be a TJ guy. He may be hurt.
Hey, $4.99 refractor.
Yeah, there you go. $4.99 refractor. Something to be excited about.
I know a lot of prospect names, and I do not know either of those pitchers.
No, not exciting.
Hernandez was at least a little bit better there.
Yeah. You know what I did just get, though, was fun, is a Connor Griffin base.
There you go. There you go.
Nice. That's nice.
Put that in the case.
That card probably did pretty well.
Oh, interesting. I've never seen this before.
Ooh.
I have a Leo DeVries limited edition of 75 auto hanger.
Oh, those are fun.
Yeah.
Is it an on card or a sticker?
No, this that's a good question. Actually,
Those might be stickers, if I remember.
that's a good question.
Those were fun. I
They were
remember
good
I've
cards.
seen those.
Yeah, well, we will not be taking it off and putting it on a refrigerator if it's a sticker.
No, I mean the auto. Is
Yeah.
the autograph on a piece of sticker?
No. Oh, actually, it is. You're right. It is. I can see it. It's got like it has an authentication seal on it.
Right, because I think they put on those kind of insert autograph cards, they don't do it right on the card.
Yeah.
Maybe if they're like the really low number ones.
Right. So this is
That's
interesting.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
So
I like
is that in action? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
in action.
It's 75, so that's a lava refractor. If it's a 75.
Yeah, it's a 75. So what does eBay say about this?
That's what there's a lot of words to type in here. Let's see.
Give it to me straight.
The one sold on March 24th, the exact card, for $102.50.
All right. So you're saying I gotta wait till he goes up a little bit.
Triple digits.
Yeah. So not
I would definitely wait.
Yeah.
It is tough because that's obviously with draft, that is a non-draft auto at the time. I think his first autos were in 24, but regular Bowman or Bowman Chrome, not draft.
Well, that's just true with all the J15s, right? I mean, there's just there's just no way around that.
I do that's sort of like my beef with Bowman draft now is that they throw all the other regular prospects in Bowman draft, like how about just put only drafted guys from that year in Bowman draft?
Well, that would make it easier for us collectors, right? They need some filler.
We don't need a third prospect card of, like Jared Kelnick. We don't need it in Bowman, Bowman Chrome, and Bowman Draft because that's.
I'll tell you this, buddy. Nobody needs a Jared Kelnick card. we need zero Jared Kelnick cards. Like
correct.
The fewer of those there are in the world, like you actually get paid to burn them. We could have a burn party for the Jared Kelnick cards.
Oh, what a shame! What a shame!
What a shame. It is a shame. All right. Well, that was the box break. I think pretty underwhelming autograph, except for the Leo DeVries, who I like a lot.
That saved it a little bit, though. I mean, no, if it wasn't for that, that would have been a very low turnout kind of box. But that didn't make it, the best box in the world. But that is going to be a desirable card. It does stink, now he's not on the Padres anymore. But the design too is a neat design because it sort of looks like it's like a toy.
Yeah.
For those who couldn't tell, it looks like kind of like a hanger box, like you're hanging it up on the shelf. So it's a neat little design. One of the better design cards that I think they've done in recent years, actually.
Yeah. So, Evan, you were saying that, and I appreciate the commentary, Zach. So this is what you're here for. So, Evan, you said that you could just order the 2026 Bowman. You think it's?
Yes, I think it's my understanding that it just went on sale or pre-sale today.
Pre-sale either today or this week.
All right. And where are you guys buying that? Right on the website?
I looked on tops.com. Yeah, I think I got an email that said it was available. But as soon as I went, I would have bought a jumbo box and they were sold out.
Yeah, of course they were.
Yeah, it's pretty bad out there right now for actually buying boxes, and now my eyes going crazy, so I'm just going to take the glasses off.
Right. I was saying that when I got back into buying cards a year or year and a half ago, it was when the last Bowman released. And I was like, I'm going to buy a box of this. And I bought a jumbo box of 2025 Bowman and got a Nick Kurtz. I got a Nick Kurtz gold prospect auto, not his first auto, but a gold to 50 Nick Kurtz auto. And I loved it because I put it on eBay for too much money and left it there. And then he had the night where he hit 4 home runs in a game. Do you remember that? Or 3?
Yeah. And it sold.
And I woke up the next morning and it sold. I had it listed for, and I was very happy.
Well, maybe I'll get that on my Leo DeVries card, or
That's
or
what you got to do.
yeah, or one of these pitchers.
That DeVries card will go up. DeVries is like a way up arrow guy, I think. I would definitely hold all my DeVries.
Yeah, no, I talked about him on the last podcast about how he got a very aggressive assignment by the A's in terms of the affiliate. He's at Double A already, and
he's killing it.
He had a couple home runs this weekend in a game. He's like really a sensational talent and could be in the majors, like, possibly late this year, but more likely next. Another 19-year-old, super exciting. But yeah, I agree. I'm not selling this card anytime soon.
That's especially because with the youth and the advanced level and the hype, like as far as cards are concerned, that's what they always want the next big thing. And as soon as that person becomes the next big thing, then they want to go beyond that. But he's already had a lot of hype. But now the Griffins and the Bigs, they're going to look for that next one. Even more.
Yeah, all those top guys are about to graduate. Griffin, McGonigal, like
Weatherholt.
It's going to be all new guys.
Yep, new guys on the list, and we'll see what Herrick Hernandez turns into. I wonder if he's even owned an ABL.
Good luck.
So maybe this is his coming out party.
That would be fun.
Well, I really appreciate you guys coming on the show to talk cards and do the box break. I'm sorry we didn't get a more exciting autograph, but the DeVries one, kind of saved the box, I think. So, maybe one day he'll turn into a full blown superstar and will actually pay for the box. That may take some time.
And that's the thing with cards now is that because of for those that don't know, it's the breaking that and the demand. It used to be I used to be able to actually buy a box as a normal person, and and he said there's no set collecting anymore other than the base top set. Like as an example, now Topps just got the basketball license from Panini, and the football license is just transferring over now as well for Topps. So Fanatics Topps has a monopoly on the baseball, basketball, football, only licensed cards. Upper Deck has hockey for those of us who liked Upper Deck back in our youth. But in NBA Hoops, which is like the base level set, is also pre-released the same day as Bowman here. $260 a box for NBA Hoops.
Unlicensed?
No, it's licensed. It is licensed.
Okay. So like the previous year, you mean? Like, because doesn't Panini not have the license?
Right, but NBA Hoops is actually a trademark from NBA, so it transferred to Topps with the Topps. So that's the one that's going to keep going, I guess, because Fleer's Skybox actually had it in the 90s whenever some of those sets that we had from back in the day.
That's interesting. Okay.
But like that used to be like a $70, $80 box even a couple years ago. Now $260. And apparently only one autograph coming out of that too. So
well, the jumbo boxes are the ones the super jumbos that are like hundreds of dollars to buy one. And so is this what I want to ask? Are my J15s going to be in this new release? That's all I care about.
No.
Right. Not the name brand ones. Like not Luis Hernandez is not. I don't think any of that class is in it.
Well,
yeah, that's what we're gonna have to check.
Where they start to usually come out historically is Bowman Chrome, which comes out usually July, August. They'll get some of the big names. Like I know as a Pirate collector, I believe Johan De Los Santos, who's the brother of Yordani, was signed in the 2025, and he was in Bowman Chrome last year. Probably because those guys, they can't really, between when they have to have them signed and they have to Photoshop the jerseys on them and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If they're signing, in a lot of those cases they know before the January deadline,
right?
Going to sign them, but they got to wait just to be sure. Like, who's the one guy who went from the Yankees to the Mets?
Segan.
Yes,
Segan. Yeah.
So
it'd be great if they had him in a Yankee jersey. That'd be awesome. It'd be like the Billy Ripken, bat. You guys know that, the bat story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
do remember watching Wandy Asigan video of him wearing the Yankees stuff. Because they wear the stuff, and like if you
Oh,
find
sure.
the video, they're like 13 years old wearing their like St. Louis Cardinals hat.
Yeah.
I do remember though,
yeah.
Jesus Mate and Luis Pena were in Bowman, the regular Bowman.
They were.
Yeah,
So I neglected this question that I just saw in the chat. It says, when does Bazana debut? I don't know. I think he's going to end up debuting like probably later this year, probably after the All-Star break. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't think yet. I'm trying to think. Like I like to say sometimes that like by Memorial Day you see a lot of like the really good prospects, but I feel like he might actually go a little longer.
Yeah, I would say like right after the All-Star break would be my guess for Bazana.
Yeah.
Obviously, depending on how he's hitting.
Yeah, in Cleveland, they're just their middle infield.
I mean, he would come up if there was an injury.
Yeah,
probably. They already Brito already came up,
right,
a couple days ago, I think. But they need, and Martinez is actually hitting for them. But they just if he hits,
right.
they'll find a spot. They'll get over here. It's all a matter of how he does.
Yep. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. And there's Connor Griffin.
Because I don't have the card with me, so this is the one. Here's the picture of it.
Is that a blue one?
It's a blue, the 150.
Very nice.
I was not because I would barely get in the Bowman draft breaks for the Pirates because the Pirates are always so bad that they were near the top of the draft, so they always had a higher ranked player. So I don't have any Skeens. I didn't get Henry Davis. I don't have Tamar Johnson.
Tamar Johnson's going to be with the Kellenic card soon, so don't worry about that.
Well, he's not going to be.
Careful how you talk about the Pirates guys.
No, he's not to the degree where people had hoped, but he'll make the majors, I think. But the Griffin was definitely the surprise. I got one break of Bowman draft, and that one. So that's my lucky card, I guess I would say. And
that is a lucky card. And by the way, Jordan Walker homered again
today.
He just did.
Man.
Wow. He just homered again. Man on fire.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate buy low, and that's why with prospects, that's why you never want to give up.
Yeah, no, keep hope alive. Yeah, Jordan Walker is going to be the poster child for why many of us hold on to prospects too long. There's always one. There's always anecdotal evidence to the contrary.
I'm rooting for Jordan Walker. I hope.
I am too. Plus, I have a signed baseball by Jordan Walker behind me, and I'm really rooting for that to go up in value. But
probably not worth as much as his first auto, though.
No, it is not.
It
is not.
But Steve has quite the. From what I've seen, he's got quite the excellent baseball collection there, the signed baseball collection.
Oh, the signed ones, I love these. I mean, they're great. I got some really good ones back there. No Yankees though, and no Pirates. Actually, I do have a Yankee. I have Jazz Chisholm.
You gotta have. I didn't know I couldn't remember if you actually had Jazz or not, but I'm not surprised in the least that you got him.
I love me some Jazz. But yeah, Jazz Chisholm, but no other no Pirates as of right now. But
if you were to get a Pirate of any era, which Pirate would you get?
Dave Parker. The Cobra.
That's a pretty cool one, yeah.
Honus Wagner.
Oh, well, yes. that big one too. That big one too. But yeah, probably Dave Parker. I think he was such a cool ball player when I was growing up. And I love that 79 Pirates team. They were a lot of fun. Stargell was fun too, but I liked Dave Parker and his little bad rap.
Yeah. So. Parker was the cool one. Stargell was like the grown up, and Parker
Pops.
Was like
yeah. That's right. Well, anyway, guys, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. And look forward to having you on again later this summer. Maybe we'll do this, next year around the draft, and we'll do a draft, box break going into the first year player draft. But thanks for coming on again. And for everybody watching at home, remember ABP, always be prospecting.